Okay, hello. Mr. Samuelis here. I know this was scheduled last week, this 7-2 worksheet, but you can use this video as a check that you did this right. Um, Unfortunately, if we had our regular schedule, Monday I was going to teach this little thing, I believe. I'm actually kind of a little cloudy what we actually did get to teach and what we didn't. But it's definitely going to spend a day on this activity, and what I had is just this sheet, like a little 1/3 sheet of just this thing. And then what I wanted you to do was, like in a contest format, okay, from this sheet, looking at the prerequisite lineup here, make a digraph, a weighted digraph. All right, so I'm going to go into that right now. You probably didn't, do it in that spirit. You probably tried to fit it. There we go. Frozen already. I love this program. There we go. So great. Tried to stick it in this graph, and that's okay. Really, what I was going to have you do is put it on a scratch sheet or something like that. So see what you come up with here. But do get this that this represents or means, you know, these prerequisite tasks have to be done before, we can do T2. You can't do T2 until T1 is done. And look at the question. You have to defrost the chicken before you can remove the skin. And then you have to, before coating the chicken, you have to remove the skin. So that's why T2 is a prerequisite task for T3, so on and so on and so forth. Go back to, day one of doing this when I did the college example, which should be, I think, on that video, even though we were in class and did it. But anyway, so what we should understand is all of these tasks right here, these are all sources because they don't have any prerequisite tasks. So I'm going to start with that. That's T1. You got to look around T6, which is peeling the potatoes. And I could put the numbers in there after T9. And probably about those circles aren't going to be big enough, but that's okay. And then T14, which is set the table. All right. All right. Maybe pause for a second. Okay, now also pause to get those numbers in there. Okay, so now when you look at this, this is kind of like a real easy flow to start off with here. And then you can look at this in terms of cooking. You remove the skin, then you coat the chicken, then you brown it, and then you bake it in the oven. So this goes in a nice flow that after you do T1, you do T2, then T3, just want to make sure I'm not, then T4, then T5. I'm going to run out of room here. Okay, baking the chicken in the oven. And these all have precedence relations. One has to be done before the next one is done, so you connect those with those arrows. Okay, I don't know why I'm making the circle so big, make my life miserable as usual, but um, put the numbers in there so we see that we have a weighted digraph there. And basically when I'm probably done right when writing them down, I should probably cross them off. I'm done looking at those. I don't want to get confused. I don't know if you can hear my dog barking. Hold on. Good Lord. All right, so I'm done looking at those. My dog stopped barking just for the moment. I'm sure he'll start up again though. All right, and then when I look at this, looking on down, T4, which is one of the ones that I have listed here, is a prerequisite task for something else. Oh, okay. So brown chicken in the frying pan and then make gravy with the frying pan drippings. So before you throw it in the oven, that's what this prerequisite task identifies. T4 must be done, then I go ahead and throw the chicken in the oven, but then I take those fry drippings, and really that's how real gravy is made unless you buy it in a can. But that is T13. Then we can move on to do T13, which is go ahead and make the gravy, which is a 10 there. So that's where that's interesting how you might want to read that. That's tied to that little link there, I guess, of jobs done there. Okay? All right, and then we have peel of the potatoes. Oh, okay, look at cube the potatoes. Well, right, after you peel them, then you're going to cube them and you're going to boil them. That's why these are prerequisite tasks here. So T6 goes to T7 very nicely. then the T8. And this is where you might want to make decisions how you draw this. I think our drawing down there might be the same or might be a little different, might be exactly the same. But this is kind of how it constructs. You kind of read through the list and see that these are kind of like a block that are tied together, as that first one was a block that was together. And it makes sense when you actually read the situation, right? Doing that actually goes a long way. So many people don't read, don't do a lot of things sometimes. Hey, let's not get there. Let's not go there. Okay, let's not do that today. All right. And then, okay, then look at the other one. Shuck the corn. Ooh, okay. Then you boil the corn. Drain the potatoes. Where did that come from? Oh, that came out of nowhere here. So T8, which is already done there. My bad, dog. Is that riff? They kind of put that in a weird spot. That means after T8, after you boil the potatoes, you drain them. So that is, according to how they put this, I think is a little out of order. It's T11. So kind of looked at that and caught that, and that's a 2-minute little situation there. Alrighty then. Okay, so then T9 is shuck the corn and then boil the corn. Isn't this great? T10, who's hungry? T10 is 10 as well. Right, and then I'm done with these. I wrote those, I wrote those, I wrote all these. All right, we're getting somewhere now. What are we down to? Mash the potatoes, which is T11. Oh, that one's getting quite lengthier, so I might want to do this. Wait, yeah, T11 is the prerequisite task for actually mashing the potatoes, which is 5 minutes. Okay, so that one kind of snuck out of order there as well. But when you really concentrate on what the prerequisite task is, it just tells you how it's connected or who it's connected to. So it really isn't as bad as you might think. Set the table. That is its own separate independent task of these other four or other three, I guess, tasks that are related there. All right. And then T5, T12, T10, T14 and T13 all lead to the only sink in this whole situation. So notice how that's listed, and that's a discount double check. T14, I just did T10, then T13 being done. T12, oh, okay, I can get it in there. And then T5, yes, okay, good. It all makes sense. They all end up being the ultimate, what your objective is serving the food. Okay, boom. And then what I'll do, and then you can see it naturally does kind of look like what this is. So I'll fill in those numbers again, and then we're going to use that for the next page, which is quite complicated. Okay, I cheated, and I copied the books. You know that this is from the book. What I did, I switched these two, but that's no big deal. Same thing. Boom, boom. Then it goes. They both go to setting the table. Right. So then the next thing was after I checked your work. This is how it's supposed to work, and if we did this as a class activity, I check. Okay, good. You got this right. Nice. You win the prize because you got first. Well, we lose that possibility there. But anyway. Then what I was going to do, okay, you got it right. I was going to give you a little quarter page that had this graph, and then we were going to go to the next page. But before we look at that, we should talk about maximal paths. These are little vocab words that you're going to be quizzed on for sure, starting, well, April 7th. I'm not going to say tomorrow because I'm doing this video on 3/27, but here are some maximal paths. There's one, and that one is 15, 20. Oh, you get to hear me do math. 25, 35, 40, 45, 50. So the yellow one's 50. And we could write it as T1, T2, T3, 4, 13, 15. That's how they're written. Or I get another one. That one, but then we go that way. Oh, that's a big one. 25, 35, 40, 40, 85, 90, I believe. Okay, hopefully I'm doing this math right. Let me do that again. I know it's thrilling on YouTube. 20 plus 5 is 25. 35 plus 5 is 40. 40 plus 45 is 85, plus another 5 is 90. Boom shakalaka. Then a different color here for this maximal path. Okay. Oh, there's that cough. It's not corona. This is my cough I've had all year long. 30, 45, 47, 52, 57. But then you'd write T6, T7, T8, T11, T12, T15. I'm running out of colors, so I had to do this one again in yellow. That one was in yellow. All right. That one was in green. And then that one was in blue. Again, more thrilling YouTube stuff here. Groundbreaking. 1025. And then the last maximal path is just a simple 15. So those are maximal paths. How much time would it take for one processor to do this job? Well, if you had one processor, they'd have to do this, then they might be able to do this, then this, then this, then this, then this. Oh, then they got to stop. Okay, because they can't serve the dinner because they haven't done this yet. They haven't done this. Then they have to do this. I think you get the point. The time for one processor is the sum of all tasks. Talked about that before, and I'm not going to bore you by adding again. I've already done that by doing these. Isn't that enough? Okay, so it's 15 plus 5 plus 5 plus 15, 10, 45, 5, 5, 2, 30, 5, 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay, and then that's how long it would take. But if you had quite a few processors, the idea is this could get done in 90 minutes. If you efficiently assign tasks and you have enough processors that once one task opens, the next one is allowed, and then we could get someone working on it right away. That's why this is called the critical time. It is the time that we are shooting for. We are trying to get this done in the most efficient manner possible. It could not be any less than this, though. The idea of each task is if I put 34 people working on task one, it's still going to take 15 minutes. That's the spirit of this chapter, so do understand that, making sure you understand that important concept. All right.